Live from the Free Float Media sick bed. It's a Let's Talk to Strangers edition of Classy Business Pants. Joined as always by Emma, Work Hard Lurking, and Matt, Airline Travel Mascardi. I'm a sporadic Boston. Today's completely empty bag of mushmouth nuggets called April 28th, 2022. We talk to a normal person. Okay, Matt and Emma obviously aren't here. It's just me, the lonely warrior. So I decided to try to figure out why we can't attract normal people to our audience. We have a lot of industry insiders, I guess, ESG nerds, financial wizards. How come we can't have more normal people? So I found a normal person. Introduce yourself. Come on, let's do this.
Hi, my name is Courtney, and no one's ever called me normal before, but I will be normal now.
Okay, Courtney, I have put together a list of about 7 topics, and they're not created to embarrass you. I promise you, okay?
I highly doubt that, but okay.
So here we go. I'm going to go over. I'm finding big news topics that we usually cover, and I'm just going to ask you questions about them. We're just going to talk about them. Just so, if the answer is you don't know, you don't know. If you have something to say it. If you have like a lot of weird opinions, please view them. Whatever, anything goes.
All right, let's get to it.
All right, number 1, the Disney culture war. I'll just leave it at that. If I say the Disney culture war, anything?
Well, I guess my first thought is there culture at Disney?
Okay, so you're right into the joke.
Okay. Disney culture war. I really do. I gotta be honest. I skip by these topics in my news feeds. I'm not that interested in Disney. I'm not that impressed with Disney. I'm not shocked that there's anything going on that's screwed up and offensive. So I just sort of skip it.
All right, let's just for the listeners and just for myself, what news sources, and you don't have to make it up.
Okay.
I mean, I know you look at the New York Times. What other news sources like the New York Times do you actually go to daily?
Did I say my name was Courtney? No. Can I change my name now? So I look at CNN. I look at Vox. I occasionally just flash on Fox News because I'm absolutely fascinated for about 2.5 seconds. I look at my local paper.
Okay, I will say that all of these media sources have definitely covered the Disney culture war. I'm just saying, probably often as the headline.
Okay, honey, what I'm trying to tell you is that I skip them. I skip right over it. I got some.
Okay. Did you read the headline?
Not really, no.
Okay, in a nutshell, Florida passed a horrendous "Don't Say Gay" bill.
I know about that.
At first, Disney didn't really have much to say, but the workers at Disney got upset at the CEO, and then the CEO decided, hey, we're going to take a bit of a stand here. We're going to speak out against this law. And then Governor Ron DeSantis in Florida got mad because the Republicans, they called them woke companies. They're mad at any company doing anything for the public good. And so now they're trying to rescind the special privilege that Disney has involving tax and debt and governance. So that's what's happening.
Okay, let me ask you this. Isn't Disney like one of the largest employers in Florida? I mean, I would think
it is the largest employer
is it really?
in Florida. So why do you ask that? Why do you care?
Well, because I would think that they're why do I ask that? I don't know. I guess I think that I don't know what I think. I can't.
Okay, well, fair enough. You want to move on from Disney?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Is this live?
Actually, it's not live. I'm sparing you that.
Okay.
Usually we're on camera. We broadcast live, but we're not going to do that today. Moving on. Elon Musk. You know Elon Musk?
Yes.
Okay, off the top of your head, tell me a few things about Elon Musk.
I can tell you that he just bought Twitter for $44 billion.
Wow, that's pretty precise.
Yeah, I paid attention to that
A
headline.
few other details about Elon Musk.
Well, let's see. Tesla.
Right, right.
A couple, some weirdly named child that he's got.
True.
Maybe an ex is also in the news with Johnny Depp for something else.
I don't know about that, but that's plausible. Okay, that's good enough.
Okay.
What do you have an opinion about Elon Musk?
Um, I think he's just. I don't have a good feeling about Elon Musk. I got a feeling that he's. I mean, anyone that buys anything like Twitter for that much money is just obviously got to be part of the problem in the universe at the moment. I mean, what you could do with 44 billion, that would actually be more just beneficial to society as a whole. I don't know. Just there's got to be something wrong.
Okay, so you're right. You're dead on. He's trying to buy Twitter. Technically, the shareholders have a right to vote on it, but he's about to buy it for $44 billion, although it remains to be seen if it's actually going to happen. Do you know who is happy that he's buying Twitter? Is it the right wing or the left wing? Republicans, Democrats, liberals, conservatives? Who's happy about it?
I would say that the Republicans are happy about it.
Because you're guessing?
I'm guessing it's because isn't it sort of like free speech, something or other?
Exactly. He's pretending that he's going to allow free speech and ban censorship, which means basically he's going to open up the doors to more bullying, I suppose. He wants more bullying, I guess.
Well, what would he say?
He would say that he needs to preserve free speech, even though there's really we don't have to get into a big discussion about free speech, but how free speech exists in a civil society is, it's up to debate.
Right.
You can't. There clearly there's no pure free speech in America or any Western culture.
Right. So, okay.
Okay, forget it.
Okay.
We don't have to get into
All
free
right.
speech. Okay, that's enough. Let's move on from Elon Musk. Before we go, though, do you know who is the CEO of Twitter? Any idea?
Hold on. I think I do know
Wait,
this.
what?
Hold on. Is it Jack? Is it like Dempsey? Is that right?
Why do you
Did I
know
get it wrong?
that? Why do you know?
I don't know. Maybe because I've been reading about Elon Musk in the news. I don't know.
Can you picture this Jack Dempsey? in your
No,
head?
not at all. Well, he's probably bloated. I'm gonna guess.
Okay, you're wrong.
Okay.
But you're close. The former CEO of Twitter was a guy named Jack Dorsey. But,
Look
but
at that.
actually, he's one of the few CEOs who's not bloated. He actually looks like me. He's like a bearded guy wearing a hat.
Okay.
Thinks he's cool even though he's an idiot.
Okay.
So that was more about me than Jack Dorsey.
I was gonna say.
The current CEO of Twitter is not Jack Dorsey anymore. It's someone named Parag Agrawal, and nobody knows who he is. That's why I was asking. Moving on. Yeah, you have something to say?
No. Move on.
Okay. Let's skip over. I was going to ask you about the airlines and mask mandates, but let's skip over that. I don't care about that. Netflix. Have you heard anything about Netflix recently?
Not really. No.
Okay. Netflix stock price is plunging because of subscribers.
Oh
lost.
yes. I have been reading about that. Apparently, people are sharing passwords.
That doesn't seem to be part of the problem. I'm guessing the other part of the problem is that there are a ton of streaming services now, so there's a lot more competition. I ask you, do you care? You watch a lot of these streaming services. Do you care about any of this? Do you care about Netflix losing subscribers? Do you care about Disney Plus? Do you care about any of this at all?
Absolutely not. I don't care. No, I don't.
Okay. Okay, that was probably a terrible question. I'm asking you too many yes or no questions. I don't think I really care either, but do you go any more depth about Netflix that you want to share other than the streaming service? Anything about the company that crosses your mind that you know about?
I mean, that I know about.
You know who the CEO is?
No.
Do you know anything about any of the
I don't even know my
controversies?
password to it. Okay. Okay. No, just that there. I have to say, I find myself kind of searching for just numbing agents in the evening time when I go straight to Netflix for that.
Well, this is why we are the only company that I'm aware of that actually companies involved with financial research, ESG research. They put companies into different industries. Like you put Exxon into some kind of oil category, right? Energy or oil. We're the only one that actually puts Netflix into drugs for the exact reason that you described.
That is kind of awesome because that's exactly what's going on. I mean, everything from just the way that just everything about it, just the way that the layout of all the choices of what it all just feels just like it's annihilating my whole my whole being, and so
Which is technically what you're seeking out, it sounds like.
definitely
Okay.
especially with that bad vegan show.
So subscribers lost really just equals what, like less people paging the drug dealer? I know people don't page drug dealers anymore, but subscribers could be referred to as addicts. I don't even know, but we don't have to get into that. All right. Can we move on from that?
Yeah,
Netflix? You done
sure.
Netflix? I'm going to read you a headline. All these stories I picked, by the way, are ones that have been featured in our Friday show where we pick the stories of the week. This next one was selected by Ari, the data queen, and this was one of the best, the goodliest stories of the week, one of the best stories of the week. And here's the headline. I just want you to react to the headline. 42% of women investors say they got started during the pandemic. So, during the pandemic, many more women are now investing in general. Any reaction to that?
It's shocking. It's a shocking number. It's a huge number. That means what? Before the pandemic, I mean, it's how lopsided is that?
How lopsided is what?
Just in terms of gender, like who was investing?
Yeah, it's still lopsided, but you're right. It was even crazier before the pandemic.
So why?
Well, I asked you. Didn't you start investing sort of during the pandemic? Didn't you reach out to a financial advisor?
I guess that's true. I decided that that I had to get my crap together. And
why? Was something about the pandemic that made you feel that way?
No, I just felt like I was just too old to not be knowing what I was doing with my money, I guess.
And does any of that affect being a woman? Does it affect that decision in any way? Like why you didn't invest before, or why you are now, or anything about it?
Well, I mean, some of it had to do with both my parents died during the pandemic, and so I had access to various amounts of money that I didn't before, and I needed to do something smart with it so I didn't piss it away.
Okay, so it was sort of a circumstances unrelated to the pandemic.
Yeah.
Okay. Although I will say that you saw out a firm led by women with only female advisors, right?
Well, in my personal experience, which is limited, I have only had just, highly, not even just dysfunctional, but what's the word?
Toxic?
Just really screwed up people who were lying to my family and
people or men?
Men who were stealing from my family and had been doing that for many generations. Same family. I
think what Courtney's saying is that all male investment advisors are crooks.
I got to be honest. I really don't think I could ever trust a male advisor ever again after my own personal experience, which was so horrendous.
All right, let's move on. Thank you. Thank you
Okay.
for that. No, I'm not. I mean, I'm interested, but we're trying to keep the show under 4 hours. I like it. All right, we only have 2 more topics, so I think you're a little bit thankful of that. I will say to the listeners that after the first topic, after the Disney culture war topic, Courtney sat back in her chair and mouthed to me silently, "Can we stop this now?"
With a hand gesture, slicing the throat. Is this live? Can we please get off?
Yeah. So clearly she's our normal person is enjoying this.
This sucks.
You really hate this?
I just don't like this topic. I fucking hate talking about money.
Well, we're not just talking about money.
I hate talking about business. I hate talking about.
Okay.
It all makes me uncomfortable.
Okay, well, maybe we'll cover this in a later show. All right, let's move on. What do you think? Have you heard of the S&P 500? You know what that is?
You know what? I don't.
Okay,
I really don't know.
It doesn't matter. It's the 500. Essentially, it's the 500 biggest companies.
Biggest companies, right? Okay.
What do you think the average S&P 500 CEO makes in a year?
The average CEO? I mean, I don't know. Many millions.
How many millions?
I'm gonna guess average maybe like 30 million.
Okay, I mean, I can see why you. Yeah, it makes sense that you'd guess for the tie. It's actually 15.5 million.
Oh.
But that number,
But here's the thing,
it's a
Damon.
fuzzy number.
I'm a real person, right? That's why I'm
Yeah.
on this show. I can't even understand the difference between 15 and 30 million dollars. I know it's 15 million, but it doesn't. I don't feel that. I don't know
I
the
think what
difference.
she's saying is about 200,000 seems like enough. All right, so have you heard of this thing called the CEO to worker pay ratio?
CEO to worker pay
Have you
ratio.
heard of it?
I have not heard of it, but I can understand it.
Okay, so this is a new data point that the SEC is making companies report. What do you think the average CEO to worker pay ratio is? Like how many more times are they making than the average
Yeah,
worker?
I get it. I get what it means. All right, I would say, oh my God, this is maybe like 50,000 to 1.
Whoa, 50,000? That's terrible math.
Really,
So if you're making
wait,
15 million divided by 50,000, what is the person making? Like $300?
okay, all right, okay. See, this is why I'm
That
a
could be
normal
bad math,
person.
too.
Okay,
Okay, it's fine. So I should have known to ask these questions that you guess higher to make the answers look kind of feeble, but the average is still pretty startling. The reality is it's 299 to 1, which basically means a CEO earns in one day essentially what their average worker makes in a whole year.
right. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean it doesn't make sense, but I get it.
Off the top of your head, what do you think that ratio should be? Have any thoughts about that?
Well, I would say maybe like 10 to 1.
Mark Zuckerberg, you know who he is.
Yep.
What company is he CEO of?
Facebook.
Do you know that Facebook doesn't exist anymore? They actually changed
Oh yeah,
their name.
Meta.
Do you
No,
know, do you know what the full name is?
Metaverse.
Close.
Wait, something verse.
Well, they are referred to as Meta, so I'll give you the win there. It's actually Meta Platforms, and I asked you that because I don't think anyone knows. So Facebook is still part of their empire. Do you know what else Meta Platforms sells to people? Do you know what their three main products are?
Other than old Facebook.
Yes.
I don't know.
So part of their social media empire is Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp.
Oh yeah, I did know that. I did know that.
Okay. What do you think his salary was last year, Mark Zuckerberg?
I can 500 million. I don't know.
Right. I know that makes sense. What if I told you it was $1? How do you react to Mark Zuckerberg making $1 in salary?
Well, I would think that he's got to be benefiting in some other way.
Well, yeah, exactly. First of all, he owns almost half of Facebook. He's worth many, many billions. And in fact, he was actually given $26.8 million in total pay last year, but that all went to his personal security. All of it. $26.8 million just to keep him alive, I guess.
Okay. All right. I don't understand anything anymore if that's true.
All right, let's try to wrap up the show. Metaverse. You mentioned the metaverse. Can you define the metaverse? And again, this is not trying to put you on the spot. I would have a hard time defining the metaverse because I'm going to probably have to because you're going to get it wrong.
Well, first of all, what you need to know about me as a normal person, which may not be that normal, is that I have never had Facebook. I have never used Facebook. I had some students of mine years ago say to me, join Facebook. And I said, why would I do that? And they said, so that your ex-boyfriends can see pictures of your family. And I thought, why would I ever want to do that? So, no, I don't know anything about Facebook. I really don't.
That's a creepy answer.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't ask you about Facebook. I said, do you know what the metaverse is?
Oh, okay. This is why I'm a regular. No, I don't know what the metaverse is. It sounds crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
just off the top of your
Metaverse.
head.
It's like everything in the. I don't know. It's like everything that's digital and that's living in the clouds. I don't know.
I mean, you're close. It's essentially it's gonna be a new virtual world that is being created through things like the what's it called, the Oculus.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Oculus. I actually put those on my the other day, and it was amazing. I was standing in the Alps looking at all the mountains.
So that's Courtney, clearly a fan of the metaverse.
Okay, that makes me a fan. I'm a fan of the
Okay.
parrot.
So
Yeah.
soon, the idea will be that we'll sit on our couches forever, kind of like in the movie Idiocracy. We'll probably go to the bathroom right there in our chair, and we'll never move because we'll be living in the metaverse. That's the idea.
Yeah, well, that sounds pretty crazy and actually not that compelling.
Okay. Thank you, Courtney.
All right, you don't have to use my real name. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Wait. Thank you, normal person. Hopefully, we can do this again. Now that it's over, how terrible was it?
It was, I would say it was pretty terrible.
That was Business Pants, April 28th, 2022. That was a normal person. We're trying to get to the root of why everybody hates us, why nobody wants to talk about business or the metaverse. Join us tomorrow, where some of our staff may or may not be back. Well, I don't even know. I guess I'm alone. That's it. That's Business Pants. Yeah. Thank you.